YouTube. This is Jose Trujillo. I hope that you guys are doing great. Just wanted to do this little video here on this Monday, and a little quick reminder: we're honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today, and a great man. Just wanted to say that. So here we go, guys. I hope that everybody's doing great, guys. Let's do this. I'm going to be talking about the mindset that artists we need to have in order to reach our success. Okay, there's certain little things that we need to do as artists, I believe, in order to reach higher levels of success. Whatever that is for us, right? Whatever that is. It may be that you want to go and get a gallery show. It may be that you want to create a collection of artwork. It may be that you want to, whatever you want to do. You want to license your work. You want to get your Mindset Monday. There we go. How's it going, Joe Rizzo? Good to see you, man. So yeah, and I put together three things, right? Three steps or three, however you want to call them. Three ways to stay in that place, right? Because it's all about mindset. Many of us, many times we think that if we have this plan, right? We want to be this artist, we want to do these things, we have this plan to get from point A to point B. And we start thinking tactical. We start thinking strategy, tactical, and all that kind of stuff. And many times, good to see you. Good to see you, man. That's awesome. Awesome. Joe Rizzo landed a commission today. That's really cool. That is really cool. So many times we start thinking about strategy. We start thinking about all these other things, or all these other things, right? That entail getting into our what do you call our goal, right? Whatever that goal is. So we start thinking tactical and strategy. And what I want to remind you guys, look, beyond all of that, really what matters is that your mind is right. If your mind is right, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter the how. You're going to figure out the how. What really matters is that you just go after it with the right mind, with a clear heart, a clear mind, a full heart and a clear mind. I think it's the saying. So we need to have a certain mindset in order to achieve our goals as artists. I know that I needed to overcome certain things, a lot of things. As an artist, a lot of time wasters, a lot of things that didn't really, they were not helping me to achieve my goals, right? A bunch of little things, different stuff. So I knew I needed to peel those off. And again, we're recording this live just because I thought it was a cool thing to do. And to show you guys, right, also that these are the kinds of things you want to be doing if you're an artist and you want to take your art to the next level, your career or your art business, whatever place you are. Check out my awesome hair too. And then there's an unfinished painting back there on paper. So here's what I put together, guys. Okay, three steps. How's it going, Dora? Dora Brown, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining me here, joining us. It's not just me. It's going to be more people, and it's really cool. I like that. So I prepared these three steps. Okay, number one, you want to be able to define your objective. Okay, as artists or non-artists, whatever you do, you want to be able to define your objective. And like I said before, look, you want to define your objective, but don't marry the process, okay? Where you go matters, where you want to get, but I have a couple of dogs barking out there. My little puppies. How's it going, Mira? Mira from Canada. I love that. Good to see you here. So you want to be able to define your objective, okay? You want to be able to define your objective, but don't marry your process, because the process is going to change. More than likely, the process is going to change. Even the objective can look like it changes. It doesn't really change. Like I said before in other videos, at the macro level, the objective is the same. In a micro, right? In a micro level, the objective looks like it changes. Like, let's say you want to be a successful artist. That's your objective, right? I want to be a successful artist. Now, whether you appear at the Oprah show or you become a commercial artist, or you become maybe you later on you become a sculptor and you thought you were going to be a painter, right? Or whatever, right? It changes, it morphs, right? It morphs. You change from platform, from I don't know, maybe from Etsy to eBay, or from eBay to a gallery, or from a gallery to having, I don't know, being licensed, right? And your artwork ends up being at Target, I don't know, the Target stores all around the world or wherever they're at. The objective change, the it looks like it changes, but the objective is the same. You want to be a successful artist, right? You want to be able to, whatever that is for you, of course, right? Success in monetary value and outreach into the world. Whatever it is, the objective stays the same. So define your objective, okay? But don't marry the process. Don't marry how you're gonna get there. It's a lot of psychological pain. It creates a lot of discomfort when you start thinking about how you're going to get there, and it has to be this way. It can only be this way. If it's not this way, I'm going to have a hard time with it. This is what many of us say, right? If I'm not shown in this gallery with this circumstances and this way, all these things have to be lined up, then I don't want it. Sadly, we say that, we don't verbalize it, but we act that way, right? When things don't look the way we want them to, we kind of just pull out. We don't want part of it. And that's killing really our process. We want to always be moving forward, regardless of what it looks like in the beginning. So define your objective, okay? Number 2, adjust accordingly. Now, this is why I said don't marry the process. Why? Because if you don't marry the process, you're going to start adjusting. You're going to say, you know what? I thought I was going to be a gallery artist that created artwork like this and showed in this type of galleries, but I found out, right, that people really love me on, Instagram or whatever, and all of a sudden you become an Instagram sensation. I don't know, right? I'm just shooting from the hip here, but you want the room, right? You want the space to be able to adjust and tweak. Now, this does not mean that you adjust going backwards. Many of us do that. I know I have done it before. I've done it many times before, where we feel like, I'm going to give you an example. Something is working, right, in your career. Something's working. I don't know, maybe you're selling artwork. You're doing commissions, right? And it's working for you. And you found out a way to tap into the market, right? Whether it was Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, I don't know, maybe your community, your church, whatever you do, right? You found a way to tap into people and create and do commissions, right? People ask you for commissions and you create artwork and you sell it. But someone is like, you know what? There's a great opportunity here to go to the gallery system, right? Now I'm not saying either one is. Bear with me, okay? So what many of us do is that we'll drop what's working, and then we start complaining about not having enough time, right? We go and try the whole gallery thing, and then we start realizing, oh man, like I wanted to keep doing this because this was already, funding my career. It was already providing some sort of success, whatever success is for you, right? This was working for me, and all of a sudden, you moved from what was working to something that was maybe going to work. Maybe it's going to give fruit. And what happens is that we get overwhelmed because we're like, I don't know what to do. And see, here's the thing. You want to continue to do what is already working. You want to continue to do that and add, right? Stack something else. For example, if you're already doing commissions and there's gallery opportunity, find the time. That's where you grow. In the uncomfortable areas is where you grow. Find the time to go do that, right? The gallery thing. But don't let this go. Keep this strong, right? Keep the commission strong. That's how you start working. You start stacking. You start stacking up. And you start becoming stronger. So this is what I mean by adjusting accordingly. Don't let one go. Don't go backwards, right? To try to see if maybe, right? That's like leaving a good paying job to go see maybe. Nobody does that. And if you do it, you find out, it's not about risk. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a risk. You should always be wanting to risk, but don't lose what's already working. Don't lose unless you know it's going to catapult you, right? And it's very rare. It's almost very rare that you take a few steps back, right, to get strength and catapult you to somewhere else. Big opportunities, right? Big, huge opportunities. Then you drop some stuff and you're like, okay, well, this is not going to work. But it's almost very rare. And many of us get confused in the beginning. Many of us get confused in the beginning, and we're like, you know what? Someone asks you for a commission. You're selling artwork on Facebook, and all of a sudden someone's like, let's do the Etsy, right? Or whatever, your spouse or yourself or a friend. It's like, dude, Etsy's working. You go do Etsy. There's nothing wrong with doing Etsy. The problem is that we let go of the other ones. That's where the problem begins, right? And then we don't know how to juggle it because we start thinking about, we run out of time. It's not that you run out of time. It's that you haven't developed the muscle to do all of them. You want to keep doing all of them. You want to add and add and add and add till you start flowing work to other people, right? Maybe you start hiring help or whatever, right? Or you start realizing that you weren't working as hard as you thought you were. That's really the first one. So adjust accordingly. You want to be able to adjust. And the third one is persevere. Now, why do I call this the mindset to success, right? The artist mindset success formula, let's call it that, right? The formula. Because I believe that many of us make it too complicated, and it's not that complicated. It's really simple. If it's not simple, I don't really care much for it. It's got to be simple, right? Define your objective, adjust accordingly, right? Tweak as you go, and persevere. Persevere, that's really the formula. It's just that many times we make it so damn difficult, and so we complicate it so much that we're like, oh, how am I going to fit this in here? No, it's very simple. It's just a little 3-step process. Now, is it easy just because it's simple? No, it's not. It's very difficult. It requires a lot of work. It requires for you to be very disciplined, but it is not complicated. Now, nothing is easy, but it shouldn't be complicated either. It shouldn't be difficult and complicated, right? Most of the things that work are, for the most part, in when it comes to creating some sort of success in your art career, it's really simple. I mean, it's really simple. It's not difficult. It's not complicated, but it does require work. So why do I say persevere? This is why, guys. Many of us, what we do is that when we start going after something, we go after it in little pockets, little increments. I'm going to give you guys an example. So let's say that there's oil right here, right? This is oil. This is your goal, right? And just for the sake of the argument, bear with me. And this is earth, right? This is oil. This is you right here drilling for oil, okay? I couldn't think of another example right now. This is the only one. And so this we're going to call galleries. Excuse my doodles, okay? We're going to call these galleries. And you're like, oh yeah, the galleries. And you dig, right? This is simple, but it's difficult, right? It's not easy. Digging deep, right? Working a lot. It's not that easy. So what we do is that we dig only very little. And then we're like, this is not working. I'm going to go try online. And we start digging, right? And then we're like, oh, this doesn't work. Doesn't work either. I'm going to go try, I don't know, licensing artwork. Oh, eBay didn't work either. I'm going to try Etsy. Etsy didn't work. I'm going to try Saatchi. Saatchi didn't work. I'm going to try Fine Art America. And then you end up saying, man, I got all these places where I'm showing art, right? And it's barely working. It's not really working. You didn't go deep on any single one of them, right? It doesn't mean that they don't have oil. The oil is across the board. Excuse my doodles. The oil is everywhere, right? It's all over the place. Have you noticed that some people do really well on Instagram? I don't know if you guys noticed that. Some people just do really well. They have a lot of followers, and all of a sudden they start selling little prints for like 10, 15, 20 bucks. Before you know it, I've seen them. They're selling like, I don't know, 50, 100 of them a day. right? Because they have like 500,000 or 1 million followers on Instagram. It doesn't mean, and if you go try, you're like, oh man, it doesn't work. It doesn't mean that Instagram doesn't work for you. It means that you didn't go deep like they did on Instagram. Just like some people say, oh, eBay doesn't work. It works for me. It doesn't work for other people because they didn't go deep. It's like the gallery thing. I used to say the gallery thing doesn't work. The gallery thing doesn't work because I tried it. I semi-tried it. When I went harder, deeper, I started realizing, oh man, this is why it works for some people and it doesn't work for others, because you're supposed to go deep, right? And the people that have the most experience go deep on all of them, on every single platform. They go deep and they get oil out of each one. Now some work better than others. Of course, some work better than others. But for the most part, the grass is greener only where you water it. Okay? It's only going to work where you water it. So that's what I wanted to show you guys today when it comes to perseverance. That's why it's so important. That's why perseverance is so damn important, because many of us think that what do you mean by going deep? Joe says, what I mean by going deep is that you want to do it like it's the only thing you got. Like you want to learn how to do it. You want to spend hours. Sorry about that, guys. It kicked me off for some reason. I don't know. I haven't figured this thing out yet. But what I'm trying to say is it kicked me off when I was going like that. Like Edward Scissorhands. What I mean by going deep is that you want to get good at it. That's what I mean. You want to get good at it. You want to learn how to use it, how to use that platform. For example, if you're going to go onto Facebook, you want to learn how to use Facebook. You want to be able to learn how to do the content thing. The art channel artist. Thanks. Thank you so much. That's what I mean by going deep, Joe. You want to be able to learn how to use the platform and use it well. And that's really the way that it's going to work for you. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's like, I gave this example earlier. I was doing another video similar to this on Instagram. And I give this example. It's like you want to do, for example, me, right? I've been wanting to do like, I don't know, look like Brad Pitt, right? Let's call it that. Like, when am I going to get that Brad Pitt look when, Fight Club Brad Pitt. Fight Club Brad Pitt. And it's not going to work if I just do like 2 weeks of diet here, 2 weeks of exercise there. Or I found a new book. I found a new exercise book or a new diet book. Oh, I'm going to do this for a week or for a month. And I'm going to give it a try. Nothing's going to work that way, right? Nothing works that way. It's the same thing with artwork. It's not going to work that way. It's not going to work if you just go and try it. If you say, I'm going to go try Fine Art America, you already lost the game. Like, you don't go try it. You go and you dive in and you learn how to use it, and you become the busiest bee in that environment, right? You become the busiest bee in that environment, and that's how you go deep. You start learning how to use it. You start learning how to share content. People start knowing you. People get to know you. Oh, I know who that cat is. He's always posting work. Or he's always, maybe you don't have a lot of work to post. He's always part of the community. He's always, doing comments and this and that. And he's very resourceful. He or she knows everything about art and this and that. And, use your skills. Maybe you know a lot about art history. Maybe you know a lot about technique and styles. Maybe you know a lot about composition. Or all of the above. Maybe you know marketing. Maybe you know sales. Maybe you worked as a salesperson in whatever, right? And you know about that. Maybe you know about technology. Maybe you know about how to create the best videos and the best photographs. Maybe you know a lot about Photoshop, and then you share that with the community and you go deep into it. You start using it. The more you use it, the deeper you go into it, right? Because you're learning. You become faster. You become more productive. You become prolific, of course. That's how you go deep on something. So here are the 3 steps. Okay, again, the formula. I'm going to call this the formula for mindset to success. Okay, define your objective. Number 1. Number 2, adjust accordingly. And number 3, persevere. There's oil everywhere. Do not get tempted to jump to the next thing without going deep in the first one. Every time you do that, what you're really doing is you're prolonging, right? You're creating so much little dips, right? Little holes that you could have used the same one to drill deep. Drill deep, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Drill dip for the oil, right? Do not try to make many little holes. Okay, make a deep one in one place. Once that oil starts coming out, move on to the next one, or figure out how to make it fatter, or so more oil comes out. Okay, it's either either let the oil come out or figure out how to make it fatter and then move on to the next one. Okay, do not go to the next one before you see oil. That's what I'm trying to say. If you start seeing that something's working, people are working, okay, then keep working at it. If you haven't seen anything work, do not move to the next one. That's what I'm trying to say. So define your objective, adjust accordingly. Don't marry the process. Adjust the process. It's going to change. Okay, maybe you thought you were going to be a loose brush oil painter like myself, but maybe being I don't know, maybe being an acrylic, more tight, more, it's your thing later on. You don't know that yet, right? But you're using some of the techniques to take you there because you don't know yet, right? So you don't want to marry the process. You want to be like, I'm not going to be this great artist unless I paint like Jose, or unless I paint like, John Singer Sargent, or I put my name amongst those other guys, because why not, right? So I'm not going to paint great unless I paint like these guys or these girls, right? I'm not going to be great, and that's the wrong way of thinking, because you're marrying the process, and that's going to hold you down. Do not marry. This does not mean lower your expectations. What this means is stay open. Stay open. Stay open to. Now, you don't want to stay too open in the sense that anything goes, because then you won't get anything done either. So it's a fine dance. Okay? It's being pragmatic, but don't marry it. Don't cling to it. It also doesn't mean whatever happens, right? Whatever goes. You don't want to do that either. Are you married to painting loose? Joe says, no, totally not. I'm not married to painting loose. If later on I become, I don't know, tighter, or in certain areas, or I may go into photography, or I may go into mixed media, I don't mind it. I'm trying to create artwork. I'm not trying to be the loose painter, the loose, expressionist loose painter. I'm not trying to be anything. I want success. I want to be all I can be as an artist. And whatever that looks like at the end of the game doesn't really matter for me. So I'll leave you guys with that. I hope that you guys got any value out of this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, world's greatest living artist. Thank you. And one more thing, guys. Some of you have been asking me, I don't know, people that are watching this right now or later, have been asking me about coaching and whatnot. I have been doing some coaching and one-on-one coaching, and I'm going to start doing that. I don't have it professionally yet. I don't have I'm setting up a website with specific time zones and all of that stuff, so that way we can schedule coaching calls. But I will be doing some coaching for those of you who are interested. 30 minutes in 1 hour only right now. I can't do more than that right now. I don't want it to interfere with my other work, but I am open. And those of you who are really interested, contact me. I don't know, send me an email or something. I think my info is down here somewhere, or I'm going to put my info down here. If it's not here, it's on all my other videos on YouTube. Contact me either on Instagram, on Facebook, on email, or whatever. Get a hold of me and ask me about coaching. If you're really interested, I'm doing 15 free minutes right now. And if you find value and you feel like I'm giving you value, to getting your work out there, to start maybe selling some artwork or whatever, or even just doing what I'm doing, right? Loosening up and creating content, or loosening up and creating your artwork. If you feel like I can help you, give me a phone call or something, and we'll set up something. We'll set up a Skype, or just 15 minutes, because I can't do more than that right now. And if you feel like there's value, then we'll move on to a 30-minute or a 1 hour coaching session. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Like it, subscribe, share, I don't know, do all the good stuff that you guys do on YouTube. And I appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Adios.